G'day guys and welcome, my name's Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer and welcome to Pathfinder Curse of the Crimson Throne, a Pathfinder 2nd edition retelling of the old Pathfinder 1st edition adventure that was done by Paizo. Now, joining me today are my wonderful Patreons who support the channel and help me keep the lights on. G'day, guys. How are y'all doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, there we go. It's also a good way for me to check to see if, my tokens are working. So for those of you who don't know, for those of my players who do not have cameras, I have these really cool Hero Forge animations. So, yeah, that's kind of like a little thing that we have here on the channel. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool. Which brings us swiftly to our sponsors for the show, which allow us to keep the lights on and do some cool, wonderful, and amazing things. First of all, of course, Hero Forge. Not only can you make these really, really cool models, but you can also get them 3D printed for your own games at home, whether that's in colored plastic or in just plastic that you can paint. Hero Forge allows you to make some incredibly customized miniatures using their bit of kit. So go and check out heroforge.com and start playing around, because honestly, I just spent hours building characters there just without anything else. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Next up, of course, we have to thank for our lovely soundscape. We have Sirenscape, because every cool game deserves to sound amazing. And this soundboard allows us to do a bunch of really, really cool things. Like, for example, destroying random pillars.
I didn't touch anything, man.
Yes. Well, for example. We also have amazing array of individual sounds, spells, magics, music, ambience, you name it, it's there. So yes, go check that out. Yeah, it was loud. That was loud. That was loud for me as well. I just sat there just like, it's an explosion. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be loud. So yes, Sirenscape, wonderful series of sounds, so go check those out. And lastly, Fantasy Grounds, our VTT of choice, which is, kind of how we make this show look really good, and we run this adventure module. Fantasy Grounds has a ton of modules with pre-written adventures, all lined up, ready for any GM to go and use. And if you use the affiliate code for any purchase made on Fantasy Grounds, your old friend Dad gets a little bit of kickback there, so that's always freaking wonderful. Now, we're a little bit behind, so let's quickly zoom through and introduce our lovely players and the characters that they're playing. Starting, you know what? Let's start in reverse order this time. Starting on my bottom right with, of course, the character Mercutio, aka Merc, a knight who has just recently joined our party. We have learnt Mercutio has a deep secret, the fact that he was indeed raised as an undead, not by his own will, but the will of a necromancer, who they have now learnt is the apprentice to a necromancer that is I say a necromancer, he's not really a necromancer, he's a doctor, in the town of Old Korvosa. After a confrontation and learning the truth, our newest hero has joined up with this party of adventurers. This wonderful character is played by our friend Marcus the DM.
Hello.
Next up on our list, of course, playing the role of Agnes, the very kindly and spirited woman who is in love with a fisherman, has a beautiful daughter, has saved her daughter's boyfriend from the clutches of an evil vampire alchemist, and is now currently trapped in Old Korvosa thanks to bridges being destroyed around her very home. We have Agnes, played by our dear friend, returning back, Laura Burns.
Oh, hello, dearies. Hello. It's good to be back.
Wonderful to have you back. I hope you had a most enjoyable trip.
I did, yes. It was wonderful.
Good. Unfortunately, Rykon is unable to join us, but Dante, our kitsune druid over there, is currently on a quest to try and seek out and find a drug dealer who was responsible for the death of a dear friend of his. So there's that. Then, of course, we have the role of Quinn, our investigator, who is trying to keep Korvosa safe, keeping their eyes and ears low to the ground, and making sure that all of their contacts here and there are staying out of trouble wherever they can. She is kind of driven to unveil the truth of the city and the crown, and is currently making friends with the person that they're seeking, a man by the name of Vencarlo Osirini, who is here in Old Korvosa. This wonderfully inquisitive character is played by our dear friend Ira Janasi.
Hey, Michael.
Hello, how are ya?
I am doing fine.
Amazing,
Looking
wonderful to hear.
looking forward to tonight's game.
Me too, me too. All right. Next up, playing the role of Holly, a former rogue turned cleric of Asmodeus, who is currently in the town trying to keep everyone safe and make their way as a hero, while at the same time trying to run away and hide out from the Unseelie court. We have this wonderful fairy character played by our amazingly talented friend, Malakisa.
Hello.
Hello! And last but certainly not least, playing the role of our gunslinging Padric, who had left his noble home and his studies at the Arcane Academy in order to try and pursue other avenues after being framed for some rather unscrupulous things by unscrupulous people. Padric has found his home with the second family, who believe, I don't know if they know his past, but nonetheless, they trust his integrity and his loyalty as a friend. This very, very cool character is played by our dear friend, Twiff. G'day, Twiff.
Oh,
Hello, hello. All right. So, lastly, guys, before we kick off, there is one last person we have to thank for every show, and that is, of course, our lovely freaking audience. Guys, you are the lifeblood of this channel. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of these games and of these sessions. There are a number of ways for you to interact with the game, as you can join me behind the GM screen to do a bunch of really, really cool and fun stuff with and to my players as we play. So first of all, just by watching the show, you earn channel points. Subscribers earn channel points at a little bit of a higher rate, and you can use them to do things like granting inspiration, giving insight bonuses in case my players get stuck, divine intervention to save them from a near death, or magic bags and other really cool and wonderful things. All of the descriptions are in the channel points down there where you can see the dag dollary do. Next up, if you do have some disposable income and want to help your old friend Dag out, then you can donate for any of these more immediate actions. For $5, you can award a hero point to one of my players or a jinx point to me. Hero points can be used to stave off death, roll with advantage, petition the GM for stuff that isn't in the game necessarily, or, well, that's pretty much it. Alternatively, boom, the jinx points can be used for the opposite. I can use them for bad guys, and we can counter each other with hero points and jinx points. For $10, much like I'm about to do now, thanks to our lovely donation from Schoolie, is I will draw a random card, or 3 random cards, from the deck of plot twists, and one of those plot twists will become an element of today's session. Schoolie, under request after his $20 donation, which thank you so much for the jinx points and the plot twist, has asked for the second drawn plot twist. So we are discarding one. And the second plot twist is something found. Interesting there. Hey, no worries. Lurk happily, my friend. Okay, but yeah. Okay, so something found is our plot twist. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's see. For $20. Oh, sorry, no. And sorry, another thing for the $10 is if you don't want a plot twist, you can also on offer for $10 is a heroic action. These are kind of like little special powers that my players will get. They can only keep one of these heroic actions per character, and there's stuff like, for example, Spark of Courage. When you get the frightened condition, you will remove the condition and instead gain a bonus to your attack and skills. So little things that are just heroic and little boosts. They're very specific, but it, comes in handy so often. So, yeah, there you go. For $20, you can grant my players a natural 20, because why roll a natural 20 when you can have one? It looks like everyone but Holly and Merc are on deck for a nat 20, which is really good. And for, lastly, the big old $50, you can boost a boss fight, or you can provide a magic item to a player of your choice. These are our rewards for our session. Pleases and thank yous already come in great detail. Also, stay safe and lurk well, Sarah. Now, lastly, we have our secret menu item. The secret menu item for today's session is we will be bringing in a very particular a very particular assassin will be coming for the group. This assassin will make their target a person of your choice. That is to say, you get to pick one of my players, and a very highly trained assassin will come after them this session. So there you go. That is the nature of today's session. And you can't choose Dante because he's not here, and that's not fair. So yeah, anyone but Dante. Yes. Why is that even a thing? Because it is. Ha ha ha. All right. I think we're good. Without any further delay, are we all ready, players?
Let's do the thing.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourself in as we return once again to the city of Korvosa. We find ourselves once again in Old Korvosa, a run-down and kind of ramshackled series of buildings, the oldest parts of this once proud city before it had succumbed to the reaches of the assorted chaos that engages the entire town at the moment, whether it's from the death of the king and several individuals who are disgruntled. We also see that there is a number of people who are still suffering from the aftermaths of the plague that gripped and hold on to the city streets and the lives of the peasants here. After managing to negotiate a way to get to Old Korvosa, the words of Field Marshal Cressida Croft, the leader of the town guard, rings in our players' ears. The Queen has something wrong with them. You witnessed firsthand the Queen getting shot in the temple with a crossbow bolt, then rip out the crossbow bolt like it was nothing. There are strange and dark forces at work among the crown, and Vencalo, an old swordsman instructor from Old Korvosa, is one who says that he may have something that'll be able to turn the tide and deal with this encroaching darkness permanently. But with the Queen's eyes so firmly on Field Marshal Croft, she left it to her trusted deputies to be able to go to Old Korvosa, seek out Vencalo, and do what needs to be done. After arriving in Old Korvosa, Merc met with a doctor who informed him of his condition, and or at least the nature of his condition, that he is an undead, a creature who has skipped the edges of life and death, but more importantly, not a true undead, able to retain his memories and a measure of his skills and training in life make him a truly unique specimen. The unsettling doctor, however, only wished to introduce himself and to learn a little bit more about this new-found companion. And, well, for the time being at least, he seems to be harmless. Regrouping at Agnes's house to get her in order to go and see Vencalo, our heroes delved into some of the questions about Merc's origins, for learning first and foremost that he was a paladin of Iomade and still intends to serve Iomade fiercely and loyally, and that his primary goal here at the moment is to keep this town safe. As Agnes comes out with a small tray of tea and biscuits, we will start our session from here. Okay. And also real quick, we have a hero point for Holly, Quinn, Agnes, Merc, and a heroic action for Padrig.
Sweet. Thanks.
All right. Padrig, pick a number between 1 to 5.
4.
Your heroic action is Cold Foe. Before you make an attack against someone, you can designate a challenge to a foe that you seek. You gain a +2 to your attack against that foe, but you do... you just get a +2 against your attack, so there you go. So you pick a guy and you're like, you, +2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the scene is yours.
Was there any more questions that you had for me? Like I said, I'm willing to answer everything that I can.
Look,
Okay. What are you?
For the most
Is he
part,
undead?
For the most part, healing magic like cleric magic or even my own healing will actually harm me.
Can you see
The
Agnes?
only- What?
'Cause Agnes got this thing where she can't be seen by undead.
Was that a permanent thing?
I'm not sure. You gave it. I don't know if it was permanent or not.
No, I don't think.
You decide.
I don't think it was permanent. Yeah,
it would have been cool if it was.
Yeah,
would have been very cool.
Just Merc's looking around. Who the fuck's talking?
Are there ghosts here?
Yeah, Merc, he goes, so, like, I believe druids are divine, so, yeah. Cleric magic, my own magic, even Dante's magic will not be able to restore me. The only way I've found out to really heal myself is to replace any broken bones with other bones. And there's not really quite a good way to do that. So I try to avoid getting injured as much as possible. Can't really walk into a shop and go, hey, I would like a big bag of bones, please.
Oh. Should that become an issue, I'm sure we can find a solution. I might be able to make something that could fill the role of bones for you and keep you together. So you said healing magic doesn't work. Does that go for potions and stuff as well? Alchemical concoctions?
Anything that does healing will injure you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that is the case. Made that mistake once. It burned like hell.
I would imagine being a skeleton, just drinking things in general is an interesting and complicated thing.
Well, it's fun to watch it trickle down. But when it comes to potions, imagine drinking like the strongest burning alcohol and then multiply that by 100. That's how it felt.
Oh.
And I'm sure you might be wondering my age. And I was fairly young when I passed. I mean, we don't really live too long we don't live into our 60s fighting on the front lines against the undead. That was well over, 150 years ago.
Did it hurt? When you
Dying
died?
or coming? Oh, painfully. I was speared through the stomach.
Oh, right. Yes, that does sound rather painful. And
So
the back
have you
bits,
been-
was that painful?
Was what painful?
The coming back bit.
I honestly don't remember.
Oh, well, that's better, I suppose. Can you drink tea? She says, holding a cup of steaming tea out to you.
I mean, I can, but it would just kind of like pool at the bottom of my armor.
Oh, right. And you might get it on the cushions. Right, better not. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't need to eat or drink. I don't really technically need to sleep either. There is a point where I have to rest to recharge for 4 hours, so I'd actually make a fairly good guard.
No eating or drinking or sleep. I mean, no offense, it sounds awfully dull.
Mm. There's a few benefits. I can go into places where most people wouldn't. Gases wouldn't really be able to affect me since I'm a skeleton. I can't really breathe.
Oh,
That could be quite handy.
Oh, I also know sign language. Not the most useful skill, but when it comes up, it'll be helpful.
Speaking of eating and drinking things, Agnes, do you have any pie?
that depends on how long Agnes has been back in the house.
I think Agnes has probably been long enough to make a pie.
Yeah, if she's been back about a day, then yeah, she'll have probably made a pie.
So you mentioned that you died 150 years ago. Is that when you were brought back, or is that more recent event?
Definitely more recent.
Okay. Interesting.
And the guy that brought you back, I mean, friend, foe?
Bastard.
Okay, right, we got that cleared up.
So he's an apprentice, this guy. Was his name Rolf?
What was the name of the guy that
You did
brought
not
me
catch
back?
that dude's name.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the moment, I didn't catch his name because the moment I saw what I was, I may or may not have tried to take him out.
Just wondering how many necromancers or scientific, we're not really necromancers because of semantics, we're running around this city. Rolf is a guy that we ran into who had been experimenting with stitching different parts of dead bodies back together to make golems that were not quite undead, more constructed, but constructed out of people. Seems like this might have been something up his alley. I can certainly imagine him working with Mr. Grundy as well. But if there's someone else, that just adds to the list of necromantic shenanigans that are going on in this city.
Yeah, that's not something
Anyway.
we really need.
No, really isn't. Patrick is also going to take a slice of pie.
Right,
Well,
okay then.
I'm glad for the most part that you are comfortable with me. I know that if it were the other way around, I definitely would not. I personally, I'm going to be blunt, I hate being like this. I can feel pain, but not in the same way as I would have were I alive. the cycle of life and death should not be messed around like this.
Oh, I'm not going to argue with that. I don't blame you for what happened to you. You're not a victim in this. The people who are to blame are those who did this to you. And that you have your personality, your consciousness, it's a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, you're cursed to know what you are. But on the other, you're not a mindless tool enslaved to someone else's will. And I can accept you as you are with that in mind, while still understanding why you would hate. And personally, I think it's absolutely wrong to have done this as well, but it's not your fault. So I'm not going to treat you as if you did something wrong. If you did this to yourself, if you decided to resurrect yourself, and that might be different, you know. But you know, I can't hold against you what's been done to you. So if that turns into acceptance, so be it. You know, I accept you for what you are, which right now seems to be an ally. And I think we need all that we can in what's going on in this city.
Oh, aye. I mean, well, I've accepted the help of some right old psychopaths up to this point, and, well, I mean, I've only just met you, but you seem like an all right sort.
I think it's my faith in Iomade that keeps me sane for the most part. It's good to have something to latch onto, some sort of anchor, as I would consider her.
Sure. All right. Well, I think we've spent enough time bringing Agnes up to speed. We do need to get headed over to Vencalo and check him out and make sure that he's okay, find out what happened to him.
All right. Well, with no objections from anyone, I presume, you begin to make your way out into the streets. Things are dire here in Old Korvosa. You pass by what looks to be a couple walking the streets who get rammed into by a group of 3 or 4 young lads, about maybe 17, 18 years old. As they do so, they cut through the coin purse of the guy that is walking, and he immediately chases after, trying to get his money back. You watch as a group of feral dogs seem to sort of corner a couple of guys who have come out to sort of throw garbage by a restaurant. They've thrown the garbage out into the streets and run back inside, and the feral dogs are like tearing apart the trash as well. Old Korvosa was always kind of rough around the edges, but even this is different. As you make your way through the streets, you could see up ahead of you a large collection of people gathered around. They shout and cry out in protest, as they are just seeming to like try and get people angry. Let's switch this up here real quick. People of Old Korvosa, we have stood under many, many different adversities. The plague came for us, and we stood. The guards came for us, and we stood. Hell, even the monsoon rains that swept up most of our coastline. It came, and we stood. But now is not the time to stand. Now is the time to fight. The old emperor is dead. Gone forever. But do not worry. Do not fear. There is a new emperor in Old Korvosa, and he intends to make your life much, much simpler. Join us. Come along. If you join with the new emperor, then you'll be fed, looked after, and cared for. But if you act against us and stand with the wicked crown, then you are our enemy. What say you? You can see that there are people who are looking kind of sheepishly around. These guys kind of look to one another and gesture as one individual walks over to the crowd. Let's actually. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's draw a quick map here of crowd. And let's get out players here. Padrig, Holly, Quinn, Mercutio, and Agnes. There we go. Alright. So, you watch as one of the leaders kind of looks over to one of the other thugs, who walks over and sort of almost very forcefully grabs one of the civilians by the shoulder. You go with us, right, mate? You wouldn't want to be alone during all of this. Look, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not really, you're not really a what? You're not really a person who believes in safety for your family? You can see that he kind of, like, sheepishly nods. Oh, good. Well, there we go. We have one person joining. Who's next? And he watches, he kind of, sort of pulls this guy, like, kind of up to the front of everyone. You can see a few people are starting to kind of, like, go along and agree. And these guys are like just kind of taking names of like people who are signing up to join the emperor.
Hey, guys.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Holly's gonna kind of whisper talk a little bit, so it's not immediately obvious to everyone around her. But guys, do you think we should let this happen? I don't think we should let this happen. This seems really bad.
I mean, last time I tried to talk a crowd down, someone got murdered.
I think you guys might get murdered anyway.
I'm gonna shout out to the main speaker. And who is this new emperor? We would not trade one tyrant for another.
Indeed. What claim does this emperor have to the throne?
All right. They look in your direction. Emperor Piltz has been looking after Old Korvosa for as long as he has lived here. Born and bred on the streets. He's not from some lofty palace in a newly established area filled with nobles and politics. No, he's been here, working his hands to the bone with us, shoulder to shoulder. That's what gives him the claim. Is who better to rule the people than one of the people? And you hear a few people actually yell out, yeah, here,
Has Agnes ever heard of this Pilt person in all the years she's lived in Old Korvosa?
Good question. Well, probably very recently, should I say. You would have heard of, let me see if I can find a picture of said man. There we go. Here we go. You would have heard of Pilt Swastel. There you go. So, Piltz is not a... How can I put it? Piltz is definitely not a person you would necessarily condone for being in charge. He does have a particular charisma about him, and there are definitely those who were under his employ that now, there's like people who are like, like working for him in various factories and places and stuff like that now kind of are at that position where they're like, yeah, no, you should be in charge, and that's kind of it. It's more like a school of popularity as opposed to like common sense. It pretty much started when the district was cut off, when the bridges were burnt. That was kind of what pushed that desire for him to enter the platform of politics and the like. But the weird thing is he seemed to have had some sort of strange financial backing. So he has gotten some supplies. He has gotten weapons. He's gotten very influential very quickly. You also know that he is currently in the fort in Old Korvosa. And that is all you know.
Well, if he's so intent on helping people, why isn't he out here talking for himself?
As you say this, the thugs kind of look in your direction. They say, "That is why the Emperor has loyal subjects, those who do his bidding. If we are here, we speak on behalf of the Emperor."
You speak on behalf of him and you act on behalf of him?
Yep.
Forcing. And so you think that the way to fight tyranny is to forcibly induct people into your cause and to give them no choice.
Well, that's a big accusation there, friend.
I didn't see that first person volunteering until you ran up and grabbed him.
They look over at the guy who's kind of there with them. Is that right? Do you feel like we forced you to join?
Oh yeah, that's a real subtle,
they
non-threatening way to talk to him there, buddy.
Oh, so now you got a problem with the way I talk, do you?
I do.
They kind of like saddle up as they kind of like move in your general direction. You watch as the crowd kind of like like kind of like with bated breath kind of like hold their thing as these thugs sort of like step forward and kind of square off. I think you will
put himself right in the middle between everybody.
Okay.
Well, this is
just
come out now.
And then like
This
kind
is-
of puff it. I mean, he's obviously massive, so he would still like puff his chest out a little bit and give a warning. Do you really think this is a fight you want?
Look, really,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Agnes, go.
well, he can intimidate you as well, but Agnes is kind of wants to diffuse the situation, so I guess it's against how intimidating he is, I suppose. But at the same time, Agnes is like, well, fighting each other is really not the right thing to go about this. We've got a better enemy than fighting each other.
Okay, I like this. So let's do a diplomacy check from Agnes and an intimidation check from Mercutio. If Mercutio gets too low, or if Agnes gets too low, it will impact the other.
Okay. I will use, because my intimidation is not that great, I will use one of my hero points for the +8.
Very well. Actually, no. This is
Dun, dun,
Pathfinder.
dun.
Sorry. Actually, this is Pathfinder Second Edition. That doesn't exist.
Oh, I thought that was just a U rule.
It's Pathfinder First Edition rule.
Oh.
I don't like the +4 and +8 only because in Second Edition, because you have proficiency bonuses, every single one of your skills that's trained goes up equal to your level. So adding a +8 is actually massively significant compared to First Edition.
Okay. Well, then I'll just reroll. I'll use a hero point to reroll if I don't roll good.
Sure. You happy with that?
I'm not gonna push it. Yeah, I'll be fine with an
Sure.
18.
Not a worry. Your current level. What level are you guys?
7.
7?
Yes, 7.
We still lied and said 8.
You could have.
Around 7?
You're even leveling up in the background.
well, given I was setting your DCs, I mean, you're welcome to.
Oh,
We're level
good point.
6.
No, we're 7.
Level 3.
We're up.
All right. So that is a DC of 23 is a success. So because you have made it within that range without hitting 13, which would be a critical fail, Agnes, so you're not intimidating to them, Merc. As you stand up and you're like that, they're very much in the mindset of there are 4 of us and 1 of you. What are you gonna do? But when Agnes says, when Agnes does try to diffuse the situation, talking about there are other enemies and there are other things, that is definitely a strong argument for them. They say, "Come on, lads. We have other things to do, and the Emperor wouldn't like it if we messed up some of his potential recruits. Hopefully you'll reconsider and maybe consider joining the Emperor. But if you know what's good for you, you stay out of our way and keep your mouths shut."
Oh, I was just wondering if there's a way we could get an appointment with the Emperor.
They look at each other. "You gotta ask at the fort."
Okay.
And they, they'll start walking away. And then continue doing what they were doing.
Right, look, the people are scared. And I know they're probably not making it better, but to be honest, I don't know, it's kind of good that somebody's maybe doing something.
Depends on the
Yeah,
reasons
but we
for
don't
doing
know
it.
anything.
At least stops the people just falling into apathy, which, well, is worse.
Still in all, it's a situation that bears watching.
Oh, I
He's
agree.
a very bad man.
There's nothing wrong with the sentiment. It's the methods in getting assistance. And, someone who's truly out to help people would help them without conditions. Not you help me, I'll help you. That's what I object to. It's an effective way to gain followers, but it's not necessarily the sign of someone who should have followers.
To be fair, it's the sign of every ruler that every ruled. Subject to me, and I will protect you and feed you. That's the way that it works.
We can debate the philosophy some other time, but I see your point. But there's better ways to go about doing that. No. All right, let's go meet up with Vancalo.
All right. Leaving behind the thugs, you have that kind of sinking feeling, the lesser of two evils, to leave the thugs to kind of do their recruiting until, at least you've got a plan to deal with the Queen. False hope, even though it's at the hands of someone who may not necessarily be the best, it might still be better than just simply accepting and dealing with the suffering that you can see in the streets here in Old Korvosa. Eventually, you travel to the old estate of Vencalo's home. Bear with me while I get the music up. Yep. All right. Dante. Quinn. Mercutio. Agnes. Patrick and Holly.
Oh, somebody put the lights out. Oh, mhm.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. So, where is my music? Beautiful. Okay, so you arrive at a humble home. This is just east of the Academy of the training area where you had met with Vencalo before. This once proud structure is no more. Instead, as you approach, your noses are filled with a familiar and dreadful smell. The smell of charcoal.
Uh-oh.
As you arrive, you can see that the home of Vencalo's has been set ablaze. Sorry, not the home. The Academy of Vencalo's has been set ablaze. The old sword school now lies in ruins.
Is it like ruined enough that I could kind of fly over it to get and kind of look over it without there being like tall towers left or anything?
Yeah, of course. Taken to the air, Holly's wings lift them upwards. Do you have the ability to fly?
I do.
Good. As you begin to scout around and look, the fire, it is difficult to say where the fire started. Everything is charcoaled and black. Even the field behind the actual school itself, which was once overgrown with weeds, only served to spread the fire even further. You can see the training dummies, worn and broken. The straw, like, kind of just gone in piles of ashes. The old sheds which carried the weapons. Most of the weapons, you can see, kind of have partially warped or melted from the sheer heat of the blaze that engulfed the school.
Seems like they were aware of his activities. It's hard to assume that this is anything but retribution, trying to eliminate him.
Do I see any kind of recent movement that indicates people have been going through it since it had been burned down?
No, not at all.
I go back and report my findings.
Very well. Now, while the school is burnt down, you know Vencalo's home is still intact, because it is a short ways away from the actual academy.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody got out.
You're still on mute.
Oh, sorry, has Quinn been trying to say something?
I said, let's go check his house. Perhaps he's still there, or we can find an idea of where he's gone.
Very well. All right. Again, unless there's any protesting, you arrive at Vencalo's home. only to find the home closed but not locked. As you reach for the door, the building interior is warm, but quiet and unlit. The dim light is all that shines from within probably a fireplace or somewhere with a torch or a lantern.
So
When you knew him best, do you think he would have left something behind that might give us a clue where he is? The door is not locked. I can't imagine that he's actually home.
No, and that would be very uncharacteristic. He's a very careful man. He is a very careful man. Let's see if we can.
I agree. Cautiously, on your guard. I guess
All right.
I'll go first.
All right. You should be able to move your characters as you step through the precipice into the first room. Here in the entrance hall, you see an elegant, colorful Burundi throw rug covering the floor of this otherwise empty room. A corridor leads to your left and a doorway to the front.
Should we maybe just call out and see if he's here?
I mean, it will certainly let anyone who might be here know that we're here.
Or maybe he's annoyed
But
at the people that burned his school down and he might attack first and wait to talk later.
My instinct says we go quietly.
Mine too.
I'll remain here. I'll remain here by the doors then. I'm not the he looks at his armor, the quietest person to sneak around. So I'll watch in case we were followed by anyone or anything.
I'll move into the open the door that's just directly opposite the entry and investigate that room.
All right. As you open the door, inside you see a well-stocked workshop decorated with a variety of different tools and things for smithing and leatherworking. You can see that there are several banded weapons that are currently in mid-repair. A few partially repaired daggers and a sharpened rapier lie on the table at present, but there is nothing here of any particular value.
Or note, nothing. Okay. Nothing seems out of place.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, wait, sorry. My apologies. We're going to play Something Found.
Is it my armor?
It is not your armor. All right, Something Found. As you are about to turn and leave, you notice that there is something that looks a little out of place. There is a small bag, almost like a fanny pack, on the table here. It is of it's kind of like a potion maker's bag with several inserts so that you can slip a number of glass bottles into this bag without it necessarily breaking. You can see that there are 4 bottles of some slightly glowing fluid that is bright orange, and 2 spots in the actual bag where they would have had room for more, but they're on.
I'll pass the bag to Padrig.
All right, can I? I'll take a look.
All right, alchemy check. If you have any laws or skills that'll help you in studying alchemy, you may utilize them.
I have. So I use crafting for that, right?
Yes.
All right, and I also have a crafter's eyepiece that gives me +1 item bonus to my crafting checks. So I'll pull that down over my eye.
Yep.
And take a look.
All right. Make your check, please.
All right, so I add a +1 to the modifier, and then I make my check, right?
Yep.
Who's correcting me? 34.
All right, with a 34, you identify it as several potion. Oh, sorry, not several potions. Several alchemical fire flasks.
All right. So I will convey this to the rest of the party. Let's say alchemist fire, and it looks like maybe some of them were used. So it's curious. You know, if you wanted to disappear to get people off your trail, burning your own,
Set your own place ablaze and
and skedaddle might be a way to make people think that you've been targeted and run off.
all right, let's go see if we can find anything else. I'm gonna move down to the next room here.
All right. Opening this room, you find yourself in a study. A single leather chair sits at a desk while two cabinets filled with books line the back of the room. All the books seem to be about sword fighting and philosophy, ranging from not only Western and modern techniques, but to also foreign exotic ones, as well as ancient history papers on them. It is mostly also filled with accounts of documents and ledgers from the Venkala's Academy, as if, like, you know, he was just maintaining the books, doing the numbers and accounting on the table and in the drawers here. You can also see on the wall above the desk a list of current students to the Venkalo Academy. At present, the marker indicates that there is no one who is currently enrolled as a student at the academy.
Interesting. Do I see any recent inflow of funds on the accounts paper?
No. It is very much in the black.
All right. And did you say it was warm? Like, is that fire that seems, it looks
Yes.
like a fireplace at the end of the hall. Is there a fire in it?
There is a fire in it. Yes, there is a fireplace in it.
I am, and there's a fire in the fireplace. I'm gonna look back at everyone else and say, I am getting the weirdest vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of like set like someone's home, but feeling abandoned at the same time, and yet not.
Should we continue to look?
Yes. I think quietly is still the order of the day.
All right. Moving as
I'm gonna-
quietly as you can, you make your way to the next rooms. You find a bathroom across from the study, and a pantry where Padrick is, along with a flight of stairs. As you make your way towards the living room, two large sofas face a brick fireplace, and a fire burns heartily inside. Despite the fact that this building seems currently abandoned, it looks as though someone may have, like, just been here from the look of the fire and the layout of where people, of the couches and things.
I'm gonna actually move back to the entry hall and move the rug. Is there anything under the rug?
And
No, there is
move
not.
off the rug.
It really ties the
does.
room together, though. Yeah.
Since we came in through the southern door, is this eastern door that Merc's by, is that locked or open?
I think that's a window.
That's a window, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to check out the living room.
All right. You may move yourself into the living room.
And like I said, Merc's just gonna... He's gonna have his sword and shield out ready in case anything barges through the door, and he's gonna stare intently at the door.
Sure, not a problem.
And obviously keep an eye on the window too, just in case, they try to pull a fast one on him.
Fair. All right. You make your way in. Make a perception check as you start to look around.
Mhm. 31.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Let's see how these guys go. Pardon me while I just set this up. Yep. Also ignore the roll. Okay.
He wants us to believe that was meaningless.
Yeah, it totally was not.
It's totally not. Okay. So. You find yourself hearing the sounds, Patrick, of movement around you.
All right, so I hear it, but I don't see anything.
Correct. As if something unseen was moving through the like room that you're in. Almost like a ghost.
Or someone who's invisible.
Correct.
Can I get a bead on where they are?
With your 31, they're in your room. You don't know where though.
Okay. I'll try and I'll just kind of hold a hand up, trying on the side of my head so that Quinn can see it and hopefully no one else, trying to indicate that there's invisible people in this room.
All right. Quinn, make a perception check.
Okay, one sec. Gotta wrestle with my windows. Here we go. Come on, big numbers, no whammies. Nope.
Big numbers, no whammies.
And I got an unimpressive 18.
Okay. You look around. You hear Patrick, but you don't quite know what he's talking about.
Do I notice anything?
Make a perception check as well. You have to kind of go into that room as well, by the way. With that...
And that hung on that 20 for...
It did a little. Unfortunately not.
Jeez, plus 16.
I don't like that roll.
All right. So I know there's people in here. I'm not sure if anyone's picked up on it.
Are you saying that out loud?
No, I'm thinking out loud.
Okay. Yep.
Because I don't want to clue those people into knowing that I know they're there. Just trying to say, well, there's absolutely nothing in here. We should probably back slowly out of this room and maybe check upstairs. And I will.
Wait, back out of the room? But we haven't really searched it, or have we?
No, we've totally searched it. There's nothing in here. Let's back out of the room.
Well, I mean, you can sort of see that there's nothing here. And I've already like started making my way up the stairs.
Yeah, hold on a second. We're gonna just
I'm
do
being
a
real subtle here.
Yeah, you're not being very subtle. All right. Okay, who's the last person to leave the room?
I'm assuming
me.
I'm gonna follow Quinn. So, Patrick.
Yeah, that's me.
Sorry.
But I'm gonna be backing up. I want to keep eyes on that room for what good it will do me.
Okay, not a problem. Let me just get this in here real quick. All right. So, as you leave Padraig, now you are not flat-footed as this happens. But, as you go to leave, you hear a creaking sound as the floorboard behind you makes that sort of like, someone putting weight on it. And from behind you, two figures emerge from the dark. Well, they're from the light, should I say. Revealing themselves from their invisibility. Let's give our lovely audience a...
Red Mantis assassins.
Oh no.
These assholes.
Giga.
Alright, there we go. There we go. There they are.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
not gonna lie, their arm's kind of badass, but
All right. So, they currently have full strength, magic weapon. They're not breathing. Death watch, dark vision. Jesus. Okay, cool. They've got all their buffs going, which is fine. All right. Let's go for an assassinate. Padraig. First attack. Padraig.
Ouch.
Second attack. Oh, that is a critical miss, but I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to burn one of my...
come on.
No, I'm going to burn one of my jinx points. I don't mind missing, but I'm not gonna fumble in an ambush with a Red Mantis assassin. Hell no. All right, there we go.
I'm very quick.
but they're quicker apparently.
Okay, there we go, much better. Okay, so the two assassins emerge and lunge at you, dealing... Okay, that is...
No, I should have been at full hit points because Dante healed us all back up.
Yes, so you've only taken 32.
And we took a rest, so we've got spells back, right?
No, you have not rested.
I thought we rested at Agnes's.
Nope, because remember you teleported to the doctor's place and then just went to Agnes's. This is still just after that.
Blast.
The only thing that really happened was I clarified last session that before we got to Agnes's, I was gonna channel my focus point up.
Yep.
To recharge it.
Yeah, meditate. All right, so the assassins move and immediately begin to attack. Now, these guys have an assassinate ability. So, Patrick, I need you to make me 2 fort saves. Target number is 23. Also, you have group inspiration for everyone, which means your next roll takes a advantage. So you get to use it right now, Pad.
All right. That's good, because I didn't get a 23. That's better. Come on. Did that 14 not show up?
It
saw the
throws
14.
on the
There,
floor.
There it is.
27. All right, you're lucky. in Fantasy
All
Grounds,
right.
like, I don't want to give it to you. All right. Very well.
So-
So that's your first one. Your second one.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Hero point that
I'm
one.
gonna re-roll that. Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, to be clear, it is called assassinate, but it isn't instant. It is not instant death.
I know, but I still don't want to be assassinated.
Sure. Fair.
There you go. 30. That's
Oh,
much
that's
better.
Much better. Okay, good. Yeah, okay. With a 30, you avoid the assassination. Well, the immediate assassination. But we are now in the midst of battle as these Red Mantis are preparing to fight. With their second action, you watch as the area around you suddenly fills with a thick, dense smoke. The smoke is bright red in color. Let me see if I can read out what this does. Okay. Go away. Okay. Smoke is thick and bright red in color. Yada. Shroud persists for 3 rounds. It gives them a bonus to their dodge and fast healing. Alright, cool. So it increases their AC and gives them fast healing. Alright, done. Alright, let's roll initiative. So you guys will be rolling your regular initiatives. And the NPCs will be rolling their stealth for their initiative. That's a 27 and a 20. Alright, done. So we're going in the order of Padrig, then Agnes, then the first of the Mantis Assassins, the Red Mantis Assassin 2, then Mercutio, Quinn, and then Holly. Alright, Padrig, you're up first.
Right. Well, I don't really want to screw around with these guys. I got a natural 20. I'm just going to shoot one of them with it.
Alright, unfortunately, these 2 individuals are the proud owners of the very rare and elusive attacks of opportunity in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Making a ranged attack at them, you will indeed still land your crit, but they will both get a free slash at you.
Okay. And if I move away before I take that shot,
It
they'll
would have
still get
worked.
attacks at me.
It would have worked, however, we will not be doing back rolls on those simply because in that instance, attacks of opportunities would go from having a very limited use to having no use.
Yep.
Alright, so, as you've gone for your shot, they both strike at you. You dodge the first, but the second one, it's almost as if the first one moved you in a position so that the second one would get a clear shot at an organ. Oh no, this isn't the stronger version. This is the regular version. Okay, so this is just 1d8. Without the plus 10. Alright. Oh, well, 2d8, should I say. Alright, so that is an extra 8 points of damage. Plus sneak attack? No. No, it doesn't get sneak attack here. So that's only 8 points of damage here. Alright. That's pretty sad for a crit. I'll need to check that out, but we'll talk about that later. Alright.
Well, and I wouldn't have moved either because I've got to do my load, my fulminating shot, and then I would have used a natural 20.
Yeah. Fair. Alright, roll your damage.
Alright, so I'm gonna I don't know which one hit me, but the one that I'm going to aim at is that guy. So
The second one hit you, so the one down the bottom.
right. Well, I was aiming at the one at top. So all right, and it's left shift. for the
Yes,
crit?
correct.
All right. So he gets that. And then he gets 2d6 fire damage from the fulminating shot. So another 9.
All right, very nice. 38 plus 9. All right, done and done. As your gunshot fires and rings out, it does indeed explode with a certain ferocity at this individual. All right, but I think that
I'm hoping I don't need to shout for Merc and that the gunshot will have clued him in.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely yes.
Oh, the
Okay.
gunshot, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, no, you do need to be flat-footed, and the way that you're positioned, they were not flanking you, so there is no flat-foot. We do get some crit cards here. So first of all, the crit card from the Red Mantis Assassin. Patrick, pick a 1 to 5.
Oh no.
2. Just go off mute for that one.
1, 2.
Decapitation.
Okay, slashing, cut straps. Your armor check penalty is doubled until you repair your armor. Well, I feel like we don't have armor check penalties. Do we?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what that is.
Let me just check. I don't think there are armor check penalties in this version of the game. So we're going to have to change that up a little bit.
I mean, if it doesn't exist, that's the best one to get.
It's true. But we're going to give you a -2 penalty on your AC for the time being. This is the
There are check penalties.
Are there?
Yep, because for my plate armor, I've got a -3 check penalty.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, you're right. So right now you've got double check penalties.
Okay, so is that for like stealth penalties and stuff like that?
Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so yes. So he cuts one of the straps of your armor, making it more difficult, and yeah, you basically just have to be mindful of it, which is making your armor check penalties double. Alright, so that was all 3 of your actions. Your crit card now, so this is the one for your natural 20, which we will now eat from your thing there. Boop, there it goes.
Right, and he's
Don't
also
forget
got
take one of my hero
to
points.
he's also got to make a save against my class DC or be stunned 1 for crits from my gun because of my weapon mastery.
Alright, very well. Fortitude save, he gets a 28.
Okay, I think that I'm not sure what my class DC is.
Your class DC should be on your character sheet. Let's have a quick look.
It's not. You've told us that plenty of times. It's nowhere. It's it's
Your class DC is 23.
okay. Alright, so he's
your
not
key
stunned.
ability score is intelligence.
Yep.
You're currently at a... You're currently proficient. And then it's at your level. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then plus 9. So yeah. So 9 plus 4 is... My brain.
13.
Plus 10 is 23.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So 23 is where we're at. So yeah, 28 is perfectly fine. Okay. And your number between 1 to 5, please.
Let's go with 3 this time.
3. All right. With a 3, your piercing weapon creates sickened 3. So he is now sickened from the blast. I'm going to say that the shot hit him in the mask, and the mask resonated and it sort of jarred his skull. All right. Sickened 3. Done and done. All right, which brings us to Agnes.
Right. I'm not really sure how much Agnes can see. I mean, okay, the hall is quite small because she's just a fairy.
You can
She's
definitely
just on a
see. You can
corridor.
definitely see pretty clearly.
Okay. Well, I mean, in which case then she's gonna kind of like mutter away to herself, go, I don't want to have 20 feet, and okay. And then she's gonna throw out a phase bolt at one of the assassins.
Okay, very nice.
As this bolt of energy kind of stutters in and out of existence as it shoots across the room.
All right, I love it.
Did it hit? It did.
It did hit.
Ha, take that, you Mantis assassin. Zap.
All right, the Red Mantis assassin is shook from the incoming attack as it bolts, striking him square in the chest. All right, not bad at all. The Red Mantis assassin seems unperturbed, however, as you get hit. As he gets hit, you do have one more action
I've
though.
got plenty more where they come from. It's not right now. Next turn.
Very well. You shout some insults at him.
Yeah.
All right. The Red Mantis assassin is going to start by healing as he breathes in the red mist that surrounds him.
Well, that's rude.
And as he does that, he is going to use his first action to attempt to... Well, no, he's going to move. That's what he's going to do. In order to try and flat-foot it. Oh, actually, you know what? No, acrobatics check. That's what he's going to do. Acrobatics check to try and swing into that room past Padrick. Padrick, what is your reflex? Oh my god, no. Jinx point.
My reflex is plus 15 for the
Alright,
save.
so the DC is 25. Oh, okay. Yeah, as he tries to push past you, you manage to resist, and he does not manage to get past you.
Clothesline him.
Yeah. But as you clothesline him, he is going to get his attack off, though.
Of course.
And will strike you with his deadly saber for 16 damage.
Ooh.
All right. And his final attack, he's going to hit you with his offhand. Ooh, and that'll miss. All right, good to know. The second Mantis assassin is also going to try that athletics check to move in. Oh, the acrobatics check, sorry. Yep, there we go. Hey, natural 20. While the first one was you were able to stop, the second one you did not, as he slips by underneath your arm. You're kind of still reeling from that attack as the opportunity has been made. As he gets in, he then turns his attention to you again, and once again, with sharp blades. Oh, my lord. Goodbye, Jinx Point. I've been rolling so poorly. Still poorly. I'm going to leave that one there. Alright, so, yes, with 2 swipes, he unfortunately doesn't make it. And his final attack, let's see if I can make this. Probably not.
Are we pretending that supply room isn't there?
No, he got around me in the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went in. He went into the supply room. All right, and with one last hit, 15 points of damage to Padrig as you're struck from both sides. You are now bloodletting heavily. I need 2 fort saves from you from these grievous bodily wounds.
Awesome. $27.
All right. First one, you ignore the death effects.
Awesome. And let's hero point that one.
Very well. Sounds like a good plan. All right, you stave off the second death effect, which is fine. So you're hanging on. You're kind of like holding onto your wounds. These blades, by the way, are incredibly painful. They are serrate. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I've got the image here, because I think you guys can appreciate the.
Yeah, they look pretty nasty in the photo of the guy.
Yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be an image there. That's fine. But yeah, the image of the guy, I think definitely has a. Yeah, there we go. This is a good one. So this is a Red Mantis sawtooth saber. And that is what they're hacking into Padrig with. Nasty piece of work. All right.
That hurts.
Hey, Padrig, you are now the proud owner of another 2 hero points, courtesy of our dear friend McClover. You're spoiling them,
Thank
McClover. All right. But that is the 2 assassins now done and dusted as we move to Mercutio.
Hearing the commotion, he's going to go up, lock the door, and then, so that's 5, 10, 15.
So you've locked the door behind you.
Yes.
Very well. You do so.
To block off their escape. And then
I think they're planning on not running away. They might be intent on killing us.
well, it's not like I can really do much. I can't move through a hallway full of people.
Yes, you can. They're your allies. Unless they actively try to stop you, you can.
Even then, the farthest I'd be able to move is right in front of Agnes, so... There.
What's your movement?
25.
That's a movement, yeah. You've got 2 more actions.
Thought you could only move once.
No. Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you have 3 actions, which you can use in any sequence to do anything. You can move 3 times if you like.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool, huh?
All right, then. Yeah, very. So then the other 5, 10, 15.
Unfortunately for you, however, as you move past them, they have had their turn this round, which means they are recharged with their attacks of opportunity.
I'm not too worried.
Okay, I like that. First blade comes in and misses. I burned my nat 20.
I am running with my shield up.
You are not. Raising your shield is actually an action in 2nd edition.
I already had it raised.
Then you actually need to put... No. You need to take an action every round to put that shield up.
What?
Yep. Otherwise, you are just running with it. Because think of it this way. You are actively holding the shield up to defend. If you're not doing that and you're running, that means you're running like this. So you actually don't. You actually run normally, and then if you want to take an action to raise your shield, then you can raise that shield for that round.
All right. What does my AC?
So your AC is actually normally 28. So yes,
right.
will leave your
So that
shield
still
down
misses
until
me.
you take that action. But that is part of using a shield, which is fine. Because again, just FYI, Marcus is part of our Pathfinder First Edition game, so you're going to have the very, very difficult time of trying to separate the two entirely different rule sets for the very same game. So yes, so don't worry about it. So first of all, as you walk past Padrig, they see you coming, and one of them is going to be using up the natural 20 that I have stored.
Great.
And are absolutely going to enjoy tearing into you. Though I don't know where that natural 20 is. There it is. Natural 20. Boop. There it is. Done. Okay. Which also comes with sneak attack. Which we're going to go with brutal, deadly. So that is a D10. Okay, so that code is not working, so I'm just going to roll it manually. Okay, so that is... Alright, so here we go. So you take 21 points of damage, followed by 1, 3, 5, 7. Followed by another 17 sneak attack damage, for a grand total of 38 points of damage. But unfortunately for them, you were not a target of their prayer attack, so you do not have to make death saving throws. The second character, however,
I don't think I can. Wait, both of them get an attack?
they both have
only
attacks of
one.
opportunity.
Yeah, but I only move through one's.
No.
Out
See
of
how
one's-
see how you're moving. You have to move through Padrix to get there.
Yeah.
So you moved into Padrix, and then you moved away and out and around. Oh, sorry. Again, unlike Dungeons and Dragons, moving through an area is what provokes, not moving out. So even if you move from Padrix Square to the one just above where Padrix is, that'll provoke from Red Mantis 1. And second verse, same as the first. That is a total of 16 points of damage from the blade, and... Oops, too many. And a total of 10 damage, so that's another 26 damage.
Ow.
From the second of the Red Mantis assassins. But again, you do not get any of the death effect stuff. Alright. And
So
lastly...
I should have one more, but one did a crit, so I need to do the crit card.
Correct.
The
1 to 5.
3.
3. Okay. Slashing.
Decapitate.
It's actually triple damage, so they're going to do another lot of damage. I don't think Pathfinder 2nd Edition doubles the crit, thankfully, but I will have to check on that. Oh, the sneak attack, sorry. So you're going to take another 1d10 plus 5.
Wait, actually, so
that is 15 damage.
Assuming that they did do their combo attack, is that a death effect?
No, you actually ignore the death effect.
Okay, because...
Yeah, I know, you're undead.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. Truth be told, sneak attack does double on a critical hit, which means you have a little bit more damage coming. You ready?
Oh, great. It's gonna outright kill me, and I don't get death.
You have hero
saves.
points. Alright, that is another 36 points of damage.
I think, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when two assassins get a sneak attack on you. All right. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, my apologies. It's not that. What am I doing? I doubled the roll. You only take an extra 13 points of damage. So you are still alive. I definitely rolled wrong. So that is 92. There you go. Yeah, you lived. I rolled 8d6 for 2 sneak attack extras instead of just the 1 lot because it doubled. So yeah, it's fine. I know what I did wrong. It's all good. Oh, but it tripled, right? So yes, you would actually take... So actually, yeah, no, you would take... Yeah, you would take... You would have taken the 36. So yes, that is correct.
Am I able to use a reaction on my own turn?
I'm listening.
My shield block reaction?
Nope, because you need to have a raised shield to use shield block.
It doesn't say that.
That's how shield block...
Right, it does. It does. Never mind. I was reading the effect and it said you snap your shield into place.
You're reading the flavor text, but that's okay. Again, because here's how I and by the way, this is it's very very funny that Rykon, hey buddy, how you doing?
Trying to see if I have anything that can help me.
Okay, so here's the catch. First of all, as you guys know, I am a harsh GM, but I am a fair one. Everything's a learning experience for me. I look at these situations and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, how can we make these cool? How can we make these fun? And most importantly, we want to embrace mistakes so that we don't make them again. I feel as though now Marcus knows how to use shields in Pathfinder 2nd Edition very proficiently, just from the fact that we've had this incident, and that's kind of how I roleplay. So anyone who might be thinking like, oh, but Marcus is just learning how to play, you're a monster dag. I'm like, well, this is how I teach. So. Yes, you do need to take an action to raise your shield. Yes, if your shield is raised, you can then use the shield block to absorb damage. Unfortunately, in order to hustle all the way there, you couldn't raise your shield, and you also didn't know these two guys had attacks of opportunity, because in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, that's not a given for everyone. It is quite a rare thing that only trained fighters, or in this case, trained assassins, really get as a thing to do. As you move past them, they have managed to get those sneak attacks in, and they are going to bring you down. However, as they do hit you, without you needing to spend a hero point, from the sideline, you can definitely see that Dante, our Kitsune, who is in chat, thank you by the way, Rykon, has cast a healing spell on you, restoring you to full hit points as you make your way there. Well, should I say... That doesn't really heal you more than he casts an inflict spell of a quite significant value on you.
Perfect.
After your big discussion about the fact that you don't heal that way.
Right, yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah. So, your body begins to stitch and knit. You watch as your bones start to mend all these cracks and fissures that are appearing in it. And, you're now on the other side of the Red Mantis assassins. But I believe that's all your movement.
That is my
twice. Is that... Oh yeah, move twice. So you got one more action.
I am going to smash with my big sword.
All right, make your attack.
You know what? I'm gonna nat 20 that. I am not letting... I am not gonna roll a 3.
All right, nat 20 coming in hot. As we take... Where is it?
Oh, also, don't forget to take one of my hero points, because I used one earlier.
Yes, thank you. Okay, one moment while I shuffle some stuff around. And taking one of these hero points off. There we go. Done and done. All right. And roll your critical hit.
That is 31.
Okay, 31 to that Red Mantis. As your blow hits him, it lands. You watch his blood begins to erupt from the bottom of the face-plated mask that he is wearing. And he turns to you, and through gurglings of his collapsing lung, you hear him say, "Blood for Akachek." And you see this kind of pooling mass of blood around him.
Do I know that name at all?
Yeah, it loose. Yeah, as a paladin, you'd kind of know the gods and stuff like that. Akachek is the god of assassins, the Red Mantis assassins specifically.
Ah,
Hence the praying mantis stuff. All right.
fair enough.
We then go to. Oh yes, no, you get a crit card. Thank you. I love chat. Chat is so good. It reminds me of these things that I keep forgetting. Pick a number between 1 to 5.
You know what? 3 was bad for me. Let's go 3.
1, 2, 3. That is shield cleave. You will slash and smash his shield, which we're going to translate to his armor. You basically smashed his armor braces. His AC is slightly lower now.
Woo.
All right, Quinn. Thank you for your patience. It is your turn.
Thank you. So, the one that's between Merc and Padrig is dead. Yeah? And only the one in the supply closet remains, or
No,
not
they're both
dead?
alive.
Oh, okay, they're both alive. I'm going to leap over the banister. Maybe. I'm
Sure,
not going to
I'm
move at all. And land between Merc and Padrig. I have lesser and minor healing potions. Which is the bigger one again? They both sound small.
Lesser.
Lesser. So I will pass a lesser healing potion to Padrig and draw my sword. And that's all I can do. 1, 2, 3.
All right, done and done. As you pass the healing potion to Padrig, you feel it in the palm of your hands. It is cool to the touch and magic in nature. As we then go to Holly.
Okay, so can I fly over the banister and kind of get behind Merc?
Yes. They've used their attacks of opportunity, so the one in the cupboard doesn't get one.
Would the other guy get one?
No.
Okay. Then yeah, we're gonna go that way for the first action.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to use my 2-point heal, or 2-round heal on Padrig.
All right. Padrig, a beam of light flies in your direction. What's this from? This is from your...
This is the level 3 spell.
Yep, not a worry.
Oh, that's so helpful.
Yay, you have hit points.
Beautiful. Your wounds
And that-
begin to stitch and mend as you are struck with the healing light of Asmodeus.
Ooh, well, it works.
It'll do. Oh, yeah, no, when we're healing people, Asmodeus is all cool, but, like, you know, sacrifice a few babies and, oh, you're a monster.
Look, it's
All right, so that was a move action and then 2 action heal, yes?
yes, that's correct. I'm done.
All right, brilliant. Let's go with our next top of the round, Padrig. You're back up.
All right. I want to get a little distance between me and these guys, so I'm going to back up, back to Agnes, because I'm remembering that I am a ranged weapon user and should be at range.
It's a good call.
Yep. So that's one action. I will conjure a bullet, load it. It's action 2. So no fulminating shot on this one. It's just going to be a regular.
Yep.
And I'm going to shoot the guy who I've been shooting, and hopefully this will take him out.
All right, make your attack. You also get a +2 to your attack.
Okay. Yeah. And do that +2.
That's a hit. Deal your damage.
A hit.
All right, he is dying. Beautiful. Which then brings us to Agnes. Agnes, it is your turn. Actually, hold on 2 seconds. I just got to get the door. I will be right back.
Okay.
But yes, have a think about your turn. Come on.
Okay, so we've got a dead guy and a guy in a cupboard.
Pretty much.
So which one is dead? The one right in front of Merc?
Mhm.
I assume, since that's the one you could get a shot at.
Yeah. The guy in the
No.
cupboard hasn't been touched yet.
Yeah. If we can try to keep dude in the cupboard alive.
Yeah, I want to know who hired them.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping we would keep this guy that was in front of me alive, but he's kind of been unalived.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry about
as
that.
you stand as living proof, that is not a permanent condition.
This is true. But unfortunately, I don't think any of us have that capability yet.
No.
All right, Agnes.
Well, there's not really much I can do because I kind of clap eyes on him without getting near him. And if I get near him, he's going to stab us with a sawtooth stabby sword. And
You can
I
jump
just-
over the banister like Quinn did.
I kind of just really need to be able to see it into the room.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
just thought if I
So-
got to this space here, he would be able to get me.
No. So if you're there, you're fine. If you go up the stairs there and then jump over the edge, then he won't get you.
Can I see like into the room from this
Oh,
bit
you can
of the
see from there.
stairs?
Yeah, you can totally see from there.
Okay. Well, in that case, Agnes is kind of just again going to like, okay, 1, 2, 3, boom, handle and 25 persons, right? And then she's going to snap off animated assault. And since he's in a store cupboard, all of the random implements within that room are going to up and throw themselves at him.
All right.
In a
Very
10-foot burst. Everything in that room's just gonna, but he does get a reflex save. So let me just drop the reflex save on him,
That is awesome.
which he might get.
That's really
But
cool. Nice.
Oh.
He manages to dodge. Yay!
So is that half damage? So if I just drop it on, it'll half it automatically?
It should half it automatically, yeah. All right. He is wounded.
And they continue to do that because I can sustain this for 10 minutes. So, yeah.
Fair.
The room has just become a swirling mess of store cupboard things.
All right. You watch as the Red Mantis assassin that lies dead at the feet of Mercutio suddenly twitches
Uh-oh.
and rises up.
Oh, god damn it.
You watch as more of that red fog, sort of fills their eyes, the blood still kind of pouring out of his jaws. He stands up, and as he rises, he sees that everyone has been healed. You watch as he looks to his partner, and they seem to kind of communicate in a series of fast clicking. And he is going to try and retreat. 5, 10, 15. He's going to try an athletics check to push Agnes out of the way. Agnes, what is your fortitude save?
2 questions. First, is this clicking a language?
No.
Like Necro, perhaps. Okay. Second, I do have the attack of opportunity feat.
You can take it if you like.
I would love to.
Sure,
My
yeah.
fortitude's plus 11?
Is fortitude plus 11. Okay, so that means he needs to get a 21 to push past you. Okay, cool. Yep, carry on.
Right. Gotta roll on him first.
Nice, that'll do a hit.
Aha!
Roll your damage. Okay, that will knock him out again, which is fine.
As soon as he gets up and tries to walk away, Rourke's gonna slash him right across the back and shout, "Stay down!"
As you do so, you watch as the second mantis sort of grabs him as he's about to hit the ground and forces his way past Agnes with his comrade in his arms. You watch as the two of them leap, smashing through that window out into the courtyard there. As this happens with that third action, you watch as he drops what looks to be the 2 remaining alchemical flasks that were missing from the bag you found. And with the massive sound of an explosion,
Time to go.
we will return next week as we find out the fate of our heroes in the aftermath of this explosion, as Vencalo's house engulfs in flames, potentially even getting to a point where the whole building will come down. But we'll find out what happens next week when we return. But thank you everyone for coming and joining us. We hope you had fun. Agnes, good to have you back. Fuck you and your freaking poltergeist bullshit spell.
That was awesome.
That was so cool. That was really fucking cool. And it was really good to see everyone kind of getting into the swing of things, which was awesome. And Rycon in our chat helping us out as well. It was good.
Burning building once again. When this is over, Agnes is
Hey, this fire is
moving to the middle of the ocean, right?
Not my fault.
They can't set the ocean on fire.
I don't know about that.
All right, guys. Well,
If
first
there's a will, there's a way.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, guys. So, for those of you who don't know, my name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face, and you can find it here a number of times during the week, playing games, hanging out, and doing cool things with cool people. Now, I believe, where am I at? My schedule for this week, I have my usual games, which is, of course, next up, Reign of Winter, which is on Wednesday night my time and Tuesday morning for the folks in US. No, yes, that's correct.
Wednesday morning.
Yeah. Wednesday morning. No, Wednesday morning. Yeah, thank you. So then there's that. Friday, I am doing Extinction Curse in the Friday morning for me, Thursday evening for the folks in the US. Then Saturday, we've got a nice little double whammy for you guys, where I will be doing our fundraiser. That's right, we're back to the fundraiser of Dag makes Rob play Pathfinder, which is going to be just a lot of fun. So we've been building Rob a character, and every donation tier, we've been leveling him up and adding more complicated things from Pathfinder to his character. So right now, I believe he's got a level 20 character that is now stepping into mythic ranks. He has several prestige classes, like 4 multi-classes. He has a nemesis. He's visited a school for like particular types of arcane training. He has a faction. He has... It's wild. It is like the most complicated, and like every time we've sat down to do it, it's been 5 hours of just stop. This is... Yeah, it's very funny. And once we get to the end of that fundraiser, we're going to then schedule our one-shot, which is going to be a one-on-one with me and Rob, as he goes through an adventure with this character in an epic, mythic level adventure. So there we go. That's
and then at the end, you hand him the rule book for the character he's made. That's like, but then you don't have to read it. It's big enough to knock people out with.
I could honestly, if I just wrote his character sheet, I feel like I'd make another mini core rulebook. Like, it's like he's just got so much stuff there. Just my God. And he's got so much money for gear. We haven't even looked at gear. My God. Yes. So there's all that. So yeah, we've got lots of cool stuff to do. and it'll be absolutely amazing when we get to that point. But yeah, and then immediately after we have Dag versus The Walking Dead, which is where I play the role of myself in a zombie apocalypse, trying to survive. In this particular instance, trying to find my partner, and right now making a lot of very questionable friends, which is a whole thing. So yeah, there you go. Oh, and Sunday, I'm actually going to be on a stream for Roll for Charity, a charity stream. Actually, hold on, I think it's Sunday. I need to check. No, it's not this week. It's not this week. It's next week. Next week, I'm on Roll for Charity, where I will be. You know what? Hold on. Let me double sure. Yes, next week, June the 25th at midnight for me. So that would be Saturday evening for the folks in the UK, and Saturday afternoon for the folks in the US. I'll be doing a Hero Forge off. So I will be pitting my Hero Forge skills against other competitors in a chat inspired, like, hey, we're gonna suggest they do the Hero Forge thing, and then we get like judged based on who like Hero Forger's best. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that's coming up next week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Also, lastly, for those of you who don't know, my name's Michael, and I have been nominated for a Crit Choice Award for Best Paizo GM. So if you want to help support the Delta Gamer, follow the link and consider, helping out your boy and being like, hey, this guy, he's a cool guy. Let's give him some support.
For all of the things.
All of the things. Do all of the things and help us, and we will love you. All right. That's pretty much us done, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go and raid who is out and about doing stuff right now. We have... Dave is doing some world building, so let's go love on Dave while he is doing world building for a new campaign, a new world, a new setting. So let's go check him out. Till we meet again, guys, as always, stay safe, stay kind, because fuck it, it's free, just do it. And until we meet again, as always, from me to you, game hard or die trying. Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.